Okay, so before we start, I actually recorded this video last night, but the audio was corrupted, so we're gonna record it again. Um, so just bear with me. So the first thing we have is primer. I'm gonna be using the Professional Original Primer. The one thing I've learned about this primer is you don't put it everywhere. You just put it on areas that you have, I'm gonna use like this much, on areas that you have pores. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll just move on. So I ran out of all of my e.l.f. putty primer. I did buy their oil control spray mist, and I want to give that a try, but I already opened this and I haven't opened the e.l.f. one, so it just makes sense to use this one, and there's a lot in here, so this is going to take me a while. All right, so primer I have no issue with. Foundation, actually, I have been doing wrong. So we're going to do 1, 2, and then we're going to do a half pump. Because when I did this video last night, I needed a little bit less foundation than my usual. I know I need a new mirror. I will eventually get one because this is so, like, little. So we're going to do a couple dots on the face. Just a couple. And then we're gonna just go in and we'll see how much coverage we actually get. Okay. I'm gonna go finish up the rest of the base. Why is this not? Okay, so the next step is concealer, and I have been doing this wrong. So as you guys have watched me, I put this on like this, and then I do like a bunch here, a bunch on my nose, and then I do a little bit here. You're supposed to just do it in a couple of drops. I think what I was doing and why I was getting that yellow cast on my face is because I was using too much concealer, which is real easy for me to do because I like to hide my under eye. But this is how she suggested you do it. It was just a couple little drops like that. So let's take my little teardrop thing. Oh, and this concealer, this is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Medium Sand. These sponges are by, is the brand Luxie, I want to say? Luxie or Lux. It's from one of my BoxyCharm boxes, and I really enjoy them, especially this little one. I also have the Hank and Henry ones, but I'm not going to start using them until I'm done with these sponges. I just don't see the point in using a bunch of sponges when you have ones that work for you. You know what I mean? So still using stippling motions, and we'll see if we can cover this up too, even though it still pokes through a little bit. Okay, so next thing to do is to set the under eye, which is easy enough to do. So let's do that. One thing I also learned is while you are baking your face, you can do your eye makeup. So we're going to set the under eye generously, and then we're going to go in and we're actually going to powder some other areas. Like I want to, let me actually grab my mirror. So we're going to powder like all this right here and the chin. I'm actually going to grab a little bit more. And we'll just start on the chin and go around and kind of do like this area because that's where I get that oil. So I don't think it really hurts to go in and set that. And then we'll set some on the forehead right here. And we're not going to set any on the nose because I do like to bronze my nose. So we're going to leave that there for now. So our next step is going to be bronzing. I did sadly have to throw away my Glow Lumi palette from L'Oreal. So we're just going to use the Wander Beauty Trip for 2. And hopefully this will, I haven't used this in a long time for regular bronzer, so let me just put some on my hand and see. I mean, that's the bronzer, so it's not too dark, so I think we'll be okay. So what she said to do is to start like this shape, kind of like this, and then take it and go down to kind of give you more of a cheekbone structure. And then we're going to buff this into the middle a little bit. She said to let that bake, but maybe we will. But this is what we're going to do before we bake. I don't like change of any shape or form. So for me, this is kind of like a lot. And I just bought that butter bronzer, and then I realized that I had this one. But she said when you blend it, you just pull it in. Okay, and then we're also going to do like the jawline. That part we'll leave alone. But she said it's very important to make sure you connect up here. For whatever reason. And then she said when you do the, Bella's up here again, when you do the rest of your face, you want to connect this bronzer, but you don't want to go all the way up to your forehead. So you want to keep it, like you want to have a little space there where you stop. So that's another thing that I have to do. All right, so let me see. That's just a mess. It looks like there's a huge like square on my face. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but we're gonna be a good sport and give it a try. So the next thing to do is to then take our powder, and I'm actually gonna use the rounded edge of the powder. And you're supposed to put that like in here. And I'm not going to use too much because when I first recorded this video, I used a lot. And it just ended up looking too light. And I'm just going to have to go back and blend over it if I use too much. So I want to use a little bit and let that bake, but not too much. Let me see. Is that even? I have a little bit more on that side. Video is easier to do the second time because I kind of know what I'm doing now. Okay. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do while we are baking our face is we are going to do our eye makeup, because apparently if you get any fallout, you can just sweep it away with the under eye setting powder. So I am going to be using the Profusion Mattes. And as you guys know, this does give you fallout. So we're going to try it and see. Just going to go for like a brown eye look today, nothing special. So I'm going to take this big fluffy brush. We're going to go in. Actually, before we do that, why don't we prime our lids? That would be a good idea. So I'm going to take the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in shade Fair Beige. So this is a little bit lighter. And we're just going to, I've been liking using this as a base, but before I use way too much. So let's just do a little bit. And then we'll take a little sponge. And we'll go in. And I've learned that you can use the back edge of this kind of like as a tapering area so that it doesn't look so intense. So that's what I'm doing. And a little goes a long way with this concealer, I will tell you that. So if you're using it for an eye base, you don't really need much at all. And of course I got it in my eyelashes. We love that. I'm just going to kind of use my finger here The problem with this is if I get any type of like extra over here, I have to clean that up with concealer, which is annoying. So I'm going to take this transitional shade Bouncy and we're going to just plop that all over the lid. And I'll do one eye for you guys, and then the other eye I will do off camera, just for the sake of time. I believe this is the one I used yesterday for the brown. I haven't cleaned my brushes yet, so I want to use the same colors with the same brushes I used yesterday. Now, for the corner, I just want to kind of stamp it because I don't want to go crazy on that corner like I usually do. Because I don't want to have to go back and clean this up. Okay, looks a little bit crazy, but we're gonna go in with the same one we used for our transition shade, and we're gonna blend this, because blending is always key in eyeshadow. And you'll see what I'm gonna do in a minute. Okay, so we have the brown. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to take the Color Studio eyeshadow, and I don't even know what color this is. Number 5, Too Cool. That's what color it is. And I just take this on my finger because it is a cream eyeshadow. We're going to pop that on the brow bone. So we'll do that and then just kind of blend it into that matte color. Just to give our eyes kind of like some dimension. Boom, and that's one eye done. I think I will drag some of it over here into the corner, but we can also use a highlighter for a little bit of a pop of color in there. Let me do the other eye. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to touch up my brows lightly. We're not going to change how we do the brows right now. I have a whole nother video on that coming, and we'll see if that ends up turning out. But we're just going to do the brows real quick. And as I did this video yesterday, this was about the time when my timer went off. So now we can go and sweep this off my face. So let's see if we end up with any actual fallout on my face. I'm not seeing any. And my eyes definitely look a lot better. Let's go take this out and kind of buff it around. Because I don't want that area to look hollow. You know what I mean? Like I really want that area to look like I have bronzer there, but it's not too much. See, this always happens. I always get one side that looks good and one side that doesn't. Like, that side looks like it has bronzer. This side, I don't know if I need more. Let me see. No, it's there. Maybe on this side, we'll buff it in a little so it doesn't look so intense. There. Okay. So next step is going to be blush. So I'm just going to use this. I love this Wander Beauty Trip for Two. I love this because I use them both. This one I haven't been using for bronzer because I've been using the other highlighting palette I've had. But now I'm going to start using it. And this blush I really like. So apparently, apparently I've been doing my blush wrong. Where you really should just, instead of going this way with it, I should be going up and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to just do that. We're going to just go up and down just like this. I mean, I see it. I see you. I see you. Okay. And then maybe we'll just pull that down a little bit into that like hollow area. Okay. I think what I want to do, if I'm looking at this correctly, is I just want to, on this side, buff that out a little. Because I went like a little bit heavy-handed on that. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is highlighter. And because I was using the highlighter that was in my contour bronzer kit, we're going to use the Too Faced one. Yes, I am a Jeffree Star stan, but your girl needs some highlighter. So until I get my Jeffree Star Skin Frost palette, which is coming, until I get that, I will be using this. And then I will just keep this as a backup. So going over how I have been doing highlighter wrong. Oh, Jesus. So I used to highlight my whole nose. Actually, we need to bronze our nose before. What is going on with my voice? So for bronzing my nose, I have been just using my finger because I don't have a brush small enough. I have some more Hello Kitty brushes coming from Amazon with a new Hello Kitty bag. And I want to see if those end up being real decent makeup brushes or if they're actually going to just flop. So hopefully one of the brushes in there I can use to just contour my nose, because I would like a brush just for contouring my nose. But I've been just using my finger. So I'm going to do this. And then when I get it the way I want it, I just take a big fluffy brush just to make it look more natural. And just kind of blend that in. And I do wear glasses, so if any of it looks crazy, you usually don't see it because of my glasses. Okay, so that palette is done. Let's see. So you're supposed to just highlight the tip of your nose, just like that. And then like right here, a little bit. I didn't really see any instructions on doing like on top of the eyebrow, but I already have some shine there anyway, so I'm gonna leave that area alone. And then she said for doing the blush on the cheeks, or the highlighter on the cheeks, you want to go right on top of the blush, which I find kind of weird, but okay. So that's what we're going to do. Just highlight right on top of the blush. So let's see. I mean, it's pretty. It is pretty. So we don't have very many steps left, actually. We're like almost done. So I like to do my eyes last. So I have my gel brow and eyeshadow, mascara primer. So we're just going to go in and do this way. If it rains or something, my eyebrows don't fall off. And I like this e.l.f. one because it's like $1 or $2 and it lasts me all month, and I do my makeup like every day. So I'm just trying to look at the cheeks and see if we... I mean, it does give my face a different face shape. That is for sure. It definitely gives me a different face shape. I'm just not used to it. And I don't know what to think about it. So it has to grow on me. It's a little bit more time than I wanted to spend on bronzer. But honestly, if I'm going to be doing my eyes anyway, I can just do it while I'm doing my eyes. So it's not like it's really disrupting my makeup routine. It's just a change. So there we go. We have that plopped on. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to do the eyeliner. So with eyeliner, and I've started to do this myself, if I just stamp this on and then move the little pen along, it gives me more of a fine line. Well, not on that side. That side it kind of got a little bit wonky, but as you can see what I mean. So this side I usually do pretty good on for whatever reason. Just go along and stamp that on. Put a nice little wing. See, that side turned out really good. This side is a little bit bumpy. But that's how I've been doing that instead of just drawing it on, just taking a little bit more time to be more precise with it. And it does help. So this is like a real just neutral played down look where you can barely see the eyeshadow. It's just peeking through. This is makeup I would wear to work. Nothing too crazy. Not sure if I would wear the highlighter to work or the bronzer, but I also don't like my face looking flat. So that's a thing. But I was really surprised how different this makes me look, because like I said, I shot this video yesterday. And I will link the YouTuber's channel below that I got the inspiration for this video from, because I just watched Alexis Stone's rant on how he went off on people copying him for his baby challenge and other things. I don't think that was fair. Did I tell you? We'll go over what I use when we're done. Okay, so I'm going to use the Glow Recipe Watermelon Mist setting spray. Still don't know if it's a setting spray, but I am using it as one. One thing I love about this setting spray is I can use it everywhere and it doesn't feel like real chemically. It smells nice. And it has like a very, very fine mister on it. It's so tiny. So I really like that because I feel like it distributes the product better and you don't get like a big glob of setting spray on your face. Okay, so let's talk about things that I didn't tell you I was using. So for foundation, I use the e.l.f. Flawless Satin Foundation, and this is in the shade 210 Natural. I can go through one of these in like 2-3 weeks. So as you can see, it's already like halfway empty. I need to buy a new one today. Also, I'm not sure if you heard me, but I use the Too Faced highlighter, and this is in the shade Fancy Pink Diamond, so it does have kind of like a duochrome shift to it. Let me see if I can get that to show up for you. You can kind of see it there. So I'm using that just until I get my Jeffree Star one. I'm a Jeffree Star stan, so I know this is a very big no-no, but this is what I have. Okay, so for setting powder, the Ciate London Everyday Vacay Setting Powder. That's what I'm using. This smells like coconut. I believe I already showed this to you guys, but this is the Wander Beauty Trip for Two Blush and Bronzer Duo. Let me see. This is in the shades Bellini and Costa Rica. So I got that from a BoxyCharm box. I also got this from a BoxyCharm box. I got this from a BoxyCharm box. And some of the brushes I used today, I got from a BoxyCharm box. And also these sponges from BoxyLux. Or is it BoxyLux or just Lux? I don't know. It might just be... My son keeps playing with my lip gloss. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's the end of the video. I will take a picture. We will do a side by side and I will put that as a thumbnail, and you guys can let me know in the comments down below what you think of my new makeup routine. If this is better, if this is worse, please let me know because I need to know. I don't want to be walking around looking like crap, okay? So that's the end of the video. If you liked it, leave it a like. If you're new, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.